sporting director Matt Crocker joining us. We have U.S. Soccer CEO JT Batson joining us, and we understand this was a process, and processes aren't always quick and easy, right? But you had a relationship with Pochettino. Matt, we'll start with you. Tell us how this all started to unfold and what those early conversations were like.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I've known Mauricio for a long time, from my time at Southampton when I was academy director. Well, too long to even remember. Mauricio came in from Spain as head coach when we just began our journey in the Premier League for Southampton. And yeah, I think straight away what you realise with Mauricio is he's an outstanding, not just an outstanding coach, but a great person, a great developer, tactically really astute. And you could, the success at Southampton and then onwards to, to Spurs, to Paris Saint-Germain, etc. His career is really decorated, and we're really delighted to have him. And I just reached out, made a call, and just said, hey Mauricio, I would love, myself and JT would love to come and outline the project to you. Yeah, so it was a big sales pitch. We went to Barcelona. Well, what turned out to be, was supposed to be a 2-hour meeting, turned out to be 5 hours. And yeah, I think we hooked him in from there, and we had lots more discussions from them, but that was the first point, really.
And JT, with a world-class head coach comes a unique set of circumstances, specific also to add in the Chelsea conundrum. How does the process look from your angle in terms of the negotiation process, and then ultimately the responsibility from the financial angle from U.S. Soccer with Mauricio Pochettino?
Well, when we started this process, our president, Cindy Parlow-Cohn, and our board challenged us to go find the best coach in the world for our team. And we knew that was going to be tricky. We knew they'd have other job options. We knew they'd likely be under contract. And so those were all dynamics that we had to navigate through this process. And with that, ultimately came an investment. And obviously, we made huge investments, in historic investments in our national training center, in bringing Emma on board to set our women's national team up for success. And we're doing that here with our men's national team and wanting to put this team in the best position for 26.
Well, wanting a coach is one thing. But what gave you confidence outside of a relationship that goes back and a trust that you could probably skip a couple of steps with? What gave you confidence that you were going to be able to land what you did?
I mean, like I mentioned, you go there hoping that, we can outline where we are as a team, the warts and all, the positives, but also some of the challenges with the team as we work towards 2026. And I think what was really interesting straight away is the questions he asked, the detailed questions, his understanding of the squad and the team, some of the prospects in there and some of the opportunities. So, I think straight away you realise there was, it wasn't a one-way thing. We were going there, and he'd done his homework as well. We met him and his assistant Jesus Perez, and they were just as quick to do a detailed presentation on our strengths, weaknesses as we were. So straight away you could see there was real interest.
And Emma knows him. Did you use that at all? I mean, that's another weapon that I'd imagine.
I mean, of course. I mean, she's an unbelievable coach, an unbelievable person. So during the Olympics, we were joking that every time we saw her, even though she's preparing for games, she'd be like, where's Poch? We sorted it yet? Where are you with it? So from our perspective, she knows him. Of course, we're going to use that as another reference point as well. We've got the highest respect for each other, and I guess the dynamic of seeing those two work together is also really exciting as we move forward.
Yeah, you talk about following up with your last comment. What are some of those challenges that you see coming into 2026 and beyond with Pochettino?
Sorry, what's the question?
What are some of the challenges that you may face, or you think that will come up with the hiring of Pochettino?
I think there's many. I think the first one that we've got to highlight and look at is from the current playing group in the squad. There's a lot of players that aren't what I would call consistent starters at their club, not playing enough minutes, which obviously is going to have an impact on their ability to come in and affect the success of our national team. So, I think with Mauricio, what we've got is a coach that will, go and visit, spend a lot of time working with clubs, with players, looking at their development. And obviously he's been at the highest level, working with not just young players, but the best players in the world. So, I'm sure he can make a really positive impact on helping them, making some of their career decisions to help them be in the best place for 2026 as well.
Matt, take us through some of the logistics right now, because Mauricio, he's not obviously at this game tonight. I understand he's flying to America tomorrow. What is the next month going to look like for him on the day-to-day as he gets ready for the next time that we see this U.S. team out here?
Yeah, so, straight from the game tonight, we'll meet Mauricio tomorrow morning, or I'll arrive tomorrow morning, he arrives lunchtime. We'll meet him in New York, and already we've got a 6-week plan mapped out. We've got an event again, or another window in October, Panama and Mexico. So preparations for that are already underway with him and his team and our team here as well. So we'll look at that, but then also we also need to make decisions on, camp base for 2026, and we'll work backwards, all the various windows. Already in the next 4 weeks, there's some great opportunities for him to get out and see some players in clubs, see some games. So we want to maximise the next 6 weeks as much as we can, and also, we're going to get into Atlanta along with Emma. They've got houses to sort, and they've got a national training centre to have a look at. So there's some great opportunities for us.
Matt, going back to the 2022 World Cup, the momentum behind this group was extraordinary. Mauricio Pochettino will be the 5th manager in the time since. Since you've been in your position, what have you learned about this group and the structure that's necessary to move forward that maybe you didn't know when you took the job?
Yeah, I think when I first took the job, my first sort of experience was reviewing the World Cup, looking at the performances, and obviously there's some really, really talented players in there. And probably the biggest thing that I've learned in the last 12 months is, they can be really talented and they can have highest potential, but they need to play consistently at their clubs. And there's some real challenges in that with us, and we'll be tasking our staff, our players, the clubs themselves in making sure we put ourselves and the players in a great spot for 2026.
Well, now there's 2 very high profile and now one already very successful coach in Emma Hayes. What kind of statement was made by hiring 2 coaches of this caliber at this stage in U.S. soccer's history?
Well, to building on the question you also asked earlier around, why and why do we believe, we've come so far as a soccer country, and we of course have so much room to go. I think what this shows is our ambition as a federation, as well as other people's belief in our opportunity. And so everyone who's been involved in soccer in this country, you made this happen. This is a win for you today, and so everyone should be proud. And obviously, we're excited about what all this means.
So yourselves, you add Oguchi Onyewu to the mix, and then now ultimately Mauricio Pochettino. What does the trickle-down effect look like? So the men's team are established, but to the under-23s, the 20s, the 17s, how do you describe what the effect is of Mauricio Pochettino?
Yeah, I think it's going to be massive. So throughout the process, the one thing I think really excited Mauricio was the opportunity not just to coach the team, but to be part of changing soccer, in this country, and the opportunities to start to influence his philosophy throughout the ages and stages. We spoke to him quite a lot about our ambitions of the US way, which is going to be our culture, our philosophy from our youngest age groups in our national teams all the way through individual age groups, operating in every single FIFA window, giving those young players more opportunities to have the toolkits that they need to be successful when they actually play for the senior level, and for all that to be aligned with every single age and stage. It's something that Emma's already began working on as well with Tracy Kevins, who's our new head of development teams, and obviously Mauricio will be working closely with Barry Powells, who does that same role. So there's a lot of change, but also there's been a lot of great work already in place and foundations to build from.
There is a game to be played tonight, but already what a win. So congratulations in order for both of you, JT and Matt. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Look, no pressure, but Kyle brought it up. The last person you brought in for Chelsea, all they ever did is win every single game and run their way to a gold medal at the Olympics. So no pressure on Mauricio. We look forward to seeing him here very shortly. So just a reminder, these are the next games that you're going to see from the men's team, where we should see Pochettino. His first game, his first match would be next month against Panama in Austin. That is followed by a trip to Guadalajara to face arch rival Mexico. His first competitive games would be the Nations League quarterfinals. That would be in November.